Okay, good afternoon. We're going to go over the oil change procedure on a Jeep Wrangler YJ, or any Jeep with the 4.2 carbureted engine in it. This engine has a 6-quart capacity, so we're using just regular 10 weight 30 generic motor oil. Got a new oil filter. Make sure you have a catch pan to catch everything coming out, a couple shop rags. You're going to need an oil filter wrench. You're going to need a 9/16 setup on a ratchet. Where's that? This one. Okay, so we've got this one here to break the torque of the drain plug. And then we're going to torque that drain plug to 25 foot-pounds when we're done. So we got a 9/16 on this one as well. So we're going to go ahead and get right into it with my assistant here. First oil change in her young career. All right, here we go. Okay, so here is the bottom of the drain pan here. This is our drain plug here. This is a 9/16. So we're going to go ahead and break that torque. Go ahead. Use your ratchet. And I did not pre-break the torque for you this time, so this is all you, okay? No, you're going the wrong way. Lefty-loosey, righty-tighty. Yeah, get it.
Well, it turns out maybe you have to break it again.
Now, position your ratchet to where it's like going straight like that, and then you'll have more, or you'll get more by pulling on it. Did you get it? Oh, I don't think you did.
No.
Okay, you don't want to pull with both hands. Okay. Hold on. Okay, so the torque has been broken. You can take that out by hand now. So get your tool out of the way. Take it out by hand, and when you get it all the way out, oil's going to come shooting out of there, okay? So make sure you've got your drip pan set up to catch it all right? And try not to get as much on your fingers as possible. Boom. All right, so we're catching it. Good to go. All right, so we're going to let this all drain out. And to let it drain a little faster, we'll remove the oil cap on top of the motor. So we'll go ahead and do that real quick. Okay, so to assist our oil coming out faster, we're going to remove the top engine servicing cap. So go ahead.
Here?
Yep. And that'll create kind of a vacuum effect in there, because that air will go in and fill that up and push that oil out even faster. So we'll let that drain out, and then we'll reinstall our drain plug and torque it. Okay, so this thing is about done. We're gonna go ahead and reinstall our drain plug, but before we do that, this particular drain plug has a magnet on it. So we look for any kind of metal shavings, anything that looks abnormal, looks okay. So we're gonna go ahead and reinstall this, torque it to 25 foot-pounds, and then we'll move on to the filter. So getting it on there finger tight. So when you reinstall these, you don't want to over tighten them, because you can strip out the threads on the bottom of your pan. And I've actually seen one tighten so much that it actually broke the oil pan. So go ahead and put your ratchet on there and make sure it's snug, and then we'll torque it. I'm going to move this drain pan back a little bit. Okay. So just go until you get a little resistance. No, you're right.
Oh.
You pull down.
Hold on.
Okay, so when it feels tight to you, stop, because you don't want to over torque it, okay? So what the torque wrench does, it will tighten and it'll give you a click at a certain parameter, whatever you want, okay? So that torque wrench right behind you, go ahead and use that, put that on there.
Where is it?
It's right by your head. Okay.
Okay, what do I do here?
Just put it on there and tighten it down and see if you can get it to click. You got to be straight on the bolt, okay? Otherwise it won't go on.
Oh.
There you go. Now it is a ratcheting torque wrench, so you're going to push down. Oh, go again. Okay, so that's torque. So we already tightened it pretty much. So when it clicks like that, that's the indicated torque. It could be more than that. That's the minimum it's going to go at. So we're good to go on the drain plug. So let's go ahead and migrate to the front of the engine and take off the oil filter. Okay, so for the filter removal, we've got the oil filter wrench staged on here. My assistant from the bottom is going to pull on that. So go ahead, Madison.
The red thing?
Yep, just pull down. And when it starts coming, then you can get it as far as you can go. Okay. And you should break the torque on that thing because it's got a seal on it. Okay, so now see if you can get it by hand. Once you've broken that seal a little bit, it should come by hand. But your hands are probably slippery from wearing those gloves. So let me give you a hand here from the top, okay? Ooh, it's still a little tight.
It slipped off, so
Okay, there we go. So now, make sure you position your drain pan directly underneath this because a little oil is going to come out of here, okay? So now go ahead and remove it. And realize oil is going to come out, so make sure your face is not in the way. And this is Madison's first oil change. So, oh, well, nothing came out. Okay, so perfect. So there is oil in that thing. So yeah, drain it out a little bit. We'll drain it before we turn it in. And now we can reinstall our new oil filter. Okay, so we have our new filter. It's the same exact as the old one that came off. This old micro guard. I don't know the last time the oil was changed on this. The truck's been parked for 4 years and hasn't run, this old Jeep. So, all right, so before we install this, we need to put a bead of oil on this seal. Okay, so I've cracked open the small one. So stick your finger in there and then get oil on here, all around that rubber seal. Yeah, just kind of rub it with your finger. And then now we can install that. So when you install these, hand tight only. Do not use the wrench. Because when the engine's running and everything, it will get hot, heat expansion. And if you tighten this thing on there, you're going to have to drill it to get it off. So hand tight only. I think we're good. Okay, so she's going back under with the oil filter. We did not fill it up with oil because it is mounted at a bottom angle. So as soon as you add oil to the engine, it will migrate in there. That's a preference. I don't really think it matters. So she's going to go ahead and reinstall this by hand. Let's move this wire loom out of the way so we can see here. All right, so get it on those threads. There we go, clockwise. And looks like Michael J. Fox is trying to install this thing. Hey, come on.
Hey.
There we go.
Don't make fun.
I'm not making fun.
You are.
Maybe a little bit.
Oh.
So if it's already tight, you might be cross-threaded, okay?
Yeah.
So it should go relatively smooth. Let's see how that went?
Yeah.
All right, so now tighten it with your hand as tight as you can get it with your hand, okay? And because your gloves are a little slippery, I'll probably put a little extra torque on it with my calibrated wrist here, okay? Okay, and we'll go ahead and get a red rag and wipe that off and then service this engine. Okay, Operation Clean filter complete. Okay, so let's go ahead and service our 6 quarts of oil. Okay, so we've already pre-serviced with our big 5-quart jug. We're doing our last 6th quart here. All right, very good. And I forgot to mention in the beginning that you will need a funnel. If you don't have a funnel, you can make one out of one of these smaller quarts by cutting that. But, you know, it's better to just have a regular funnel. So now we can reinstall our cap, clean up any excess spills, and recycle the oil that you took out.
Yep.
Okay, so as soon as you're done, take your oil that you took out, just use the same jugs that you got the oil in. Make sure you recycle. Oh, thank you, Mr. Wind. Make sure you recycle this I put some rags down in case there's a few spills. You really don't want oil in your driveway. If you do happen to have some oil in your driveway, which I got a little bit under this Jeep, I've got another video that shows you how to get those stains out of your driveway with just household cleaners. Most notably, Dawn dish soap and Clorox gel bleached toilet bowl cleaner mixed together with some borax baking soda, and it works great. So if you look in my other videos, you can see a great way to get that oil out of your driveway. So we're gonna go ahead, oh, that's full. So that's why we have these rags here. And where's our other one here? So 1, 2, 3, boom. And now we got a mess. So, well, it looks like I'll be using my own method of getting oil off my driveway. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and return this and call it a day. Thanks so much, rock and roll. Okay, so we did have a little mishap here. We got a little bit of oil spilled, so I'll use my method of those household cleaners I was talking about earlier with the Clorox toilet bowl cleaner and Dawn dish soap to get that out of there. The more fresh the stain is, the lot easier it is to get out so it doesn't permeate into that cement or the concrete. So we've got our 6 quarts of oil here ready to go. We're going to take this back to O'Reilly's, and they have a recycle bin over there. We've got some oil saturated gloves here, and then I've cleaned up my drip pans and everything to put back where they go. So thanks for showing up, and appreciate you. What is it? Like, subscribe? What is all that crap? I've never...
Like, subscribe, and hit the bell.
Hit the bell. What the hell is the bell?
To get notifications.
Oh, notifications. Yeah, because you can't really get on with your day without knowing what I'm doing. Yeah. So, okay. Hey, yeah, like, subscribe, hit the bell. Rock and roll. Peace out.